not going cold. We have tips coming in. We have investigators out every day interviewing people. We're still reviewing evidence. We're still looking at all aspects of this. And I said early on that no stone will go unturned. And I mean that. We are going to continue. This case is not going cold.
December 8th, 2022. Where are we in the investigation into the Idaho4, the University of Idaho, 4 slain students? Where are we in that investigation? Where are investigators in that investigation? You have a YouTube investigation, basically, and you have law enforcement investigation going on. Does social media help or hinder a real-time investigation? Let's start from the beginning. 11/11/2022. In the morning, Kaylee bought her Range Rover all by herself, then left her mom's house to go show Maddie her new car and hang out for the weekend. They had a fraternity party set, hanging out for the football game on Saturday. On 11/11 that evening, they were at a formal. That would be Maddie and Kaylee. On 11/12/2022 at 10:31 a.m., Maddie paid Kaylee with a note that said coffee. That was a Venmo transaction. 10:59 a.m., Ethan paid Kaylee with a note that said thank you. Again, a Venmo transaction. At 11:10 a.m., just 11 minutes later, Ethan paid Kaylee again through Venmo with a note that says, yeah, yeah, yeah. 2:30 p.m., Kaylee called her mom after sending pictures and telling her about how much fun her and Maddie had at the formal. The Vandal kickoff for that final game was at 4 p.m. on that Saturday, 11/12. So the pre-gaming at that house, 1122 King Street, that would have begun a couple hours before that 4 p.m. kickoff. At 8 p.m. on 11/12. Usually football games last about 2.5 to 3 hours.
Now, it was senior day for the Vandals.
Obviously, depending on the game. At 8 p.m., Ethan and Xana are at a fraternity, the Sigma Chi house. And that is located at... That would be the initial... so again, this video was made by me in December 7th or December 8th. And the initial reports, it was the Sigma Chi party that they were at. They were there from 8 to 9. That was the initial report. 735 Nez Pierce Drive.
What's up, guys? So now we're inside the lodge. We just do stuff like philanthropies, brotherhoods, and socials in here. Yeah.
This guy right here, yup. He's actually in one of the body cams that I have. He's in the body cam footage of when the police come back the second time with Payne. When Payne comes up there, that's who's on the back porch. Is Yep. So.
Yeah, basically, whenever there's a big group of people, we just like to kick it and chill in here.
So this is our study. We have the largest study on campus. This is the main room where people work on group projects and stuff, and then we got stalls up top and a whiteboard back there.
Again, welcome back, guys, to Truth and Transparency. There was no bullying going on. There was no harassing or anything like that. Haters are always going to hate, but let me take care of that, and you guys just be kind to one another, kind in chat, keep being who you always are, and don't worry about that. Those of you guys that got to see it live, you guys got to see it live. Everything that I posted is public information. You can go out and get it. The only thing that was different is that I actually just was connecting the dots for you guys, telling you who's who, things like that. I always bring the receipts. But when you post things on public Facebook pages, it's public. Anytime that anybody would share Google to show the maps or Google or anything, I mean, Google Docs is everybody if that's the case. But at the end of the day, none of that matters. What matters is that I think everybody should be scared of the truth. I think everybody should be scared of the truth. Because the truth is a lot, in my opinion, worse than labeling Brian Culver some crazy psychopath, sociopath, whatever you want to call him, out of town, came to our side of town to plan and plot this murder and get away with it, or try to get away with it. But look at how good we are. Look at how amazing our labs are. But I think ultimately that's just not what happened. I think the defense is showing that. I think the defense is going to show that. If you knew who Casey Hurst was, then you would know that he doesn't spell his name like that. That's all I have to say. So. Kaylee's sister wasn't doxxed. Kaylee's sister doesn't live there anymore. Bless people's hearts. Do you guys remember the phone book? You guys remember the white pages, the yellow pages? You guys remember the phone book? You guys remember the phone book? You would look up in the phone book, you know someone's name, and you look up in the phone book, and you pull out your phone book and you flip through all those pages to find your friend's phone number, their address. You guys remember that? Yeah, I used to sit on them. If any of those, you guys, if your address is on public documents and you put them out there, it's what you're putting. That's what you're naming your business. So if you're putting your address as your business address, those are paperwork that you can pull. It's public. But so did the white pages dock us? Is that what they did? They doxed everybody. The white pages did. We still have phone books. Because I think we should all be super pissed about the white pages. I was unlisted. Yeah. Didn't you have to call to get unlisted or something? You had to call up or something like that. But as far as focusing on people like the D's and the Emmas and stuff like that, it is no secret. I mean, so D sells drugs, Emma sells drugs. So what do you want us to do about that? Did cocaine stab people? The drugs killed those people? Is that what killed those people? According to the police, toxicology wouldn't even matter in this case. So what are we gonna do about it? What are we gonna do about Emma sells drugs? D sells drugs. Emma sells D's drugs. What should we do about it? What do you think we should do? How about we blacklist them and none of us buy drugs from them? Okay, how about that? Oh, wait, none of us buy drugs from them. What can we do? Funny. How do you think Emma and Dee get their drugs? Do you think they grow the cocaine in their yard? Sylvain says, let's rob them. Oh, bless us all. Again, welcome to Truth and Transparency. How could Brian Colbert clean up the whole house so that his blood wasn't there? How could Brian Colbert have no blood of any of the victims in his vehicle, his apartment, anything at all? How do you explain that? Like, what's your answer for that? He cleaned up, damn it, he cleaned up. When? He has 8, 16, 15, 12 minutes to kill everybody. Then he's got to clean up all this shit? Come on. He bleached the whole place. He bought bottles of bleach in there. Do you see that house? Do you think those girls even have bleach in their house? I don't even think those girls had bleach. We don't even know that. Okay. So he carried, maybe that's why the sheet fell. Because he was fumbling around with the damn bleach bottle. You know, he is the guy. He cleaned the place up. So now it wasn't between 408 and 417. And so wait, Bethany and Dylan. So then Dylan didn't see him leave. Did Dylan see him leave with a bunch of bleach bottles? So then Dylan didn't see him leave if he's cleaning up. Like, how long do you think he was just in there cleaning? Do you think that, I mean, what? No, we think Bethany and Dylan cleaned up. So Bethany and Dylan cleaned up for a complete stranger after he murdered all their friends. Just, oh my God, look at this place. We have to clean it. They're going to think it's us. What? Why would anybody think that? I mean, think about it. Think if you're 20 years old, you're female, 20-year-old female. You guys are always wearing mask on, mask off, rapping, throwing up signs, going to parties, being silly, doing bloody stuff, chasing each other. I mean, that was like everyone's like inside thing that they did to one another. And then here, these girls and Ethan could have been killed in numerous ways, but they were all stabbed with the same K-bar knife in record time. I can see the pressure being put on Dylan and Bethany when they would talk to law enforcement to say, wait, you saw somebody walk out with a mask and you just went to bed? You didn't call 911? Like, you're going to have to start telling us the truth. And so, like, putting pressure on them to, like, say what they need them to say. I don't believe that Bethany or Dylan, well, God knows, they didn't even put in Bethany said. I wonder where people's common sense has gone in this world. I do. I just wonder. And I think it's because people just copied off of people when they were in grade school. Critical thinking skills, logic and reasoning, cause and effect. I just question. I see some of these like coffin daffer. Somebody wrote her something, and she's like, blood isn't DNA. Because someone said something about, yeah, where's all this blood that you said is going to be, the car was going to be like a treasure trove. Yeah, the car was supposed to be a treasure trove. I just don't understand how you get this news, and as a human being, you wouldn't pause. Like, there is nothing pointing to this man's guilt other than a PCA that is 100%. I don't even know what it is. It's a random car that they have on one campus at a time. Another random car they have on another campus at another time. And then Brian's phone pinging allegedly totally away from the crime. But he shut off his phone. Why do you think he shut off his phone? We don't know if he shut off his phone. That's what they're saying. But they also said there'd be hella evidence that they were going to be presenting. And there's hella not. So I just want to know, everybody out there that's like, he's so guilty. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Oh, God. Hey, what's up, YouTube? You guys just kicked me off for bullying and harassing? Who am I bullying and harassing? Oh, all those other creators? But because they don't know how to do any research? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Jeez. Let me ask you guys a question. The time was 3 to 4 that they said this happened. And then we get like blindsided with, oh my God, it's 4 to 4:25 or whatever. Why? You like that? You guys, he wasn't pinging right there. Like, he wasn't pinging right there, though. He was hitting a tower. You guys, he was hitting a tower that serviced that area. Like, meaning, like, all those houses in that area. He hit off that tower. And you know what was funny in the PCA when they said, and he never returned. He never went back. Well, who the fuck would go over there? He was there 12 times and he never went back. For a month, though. And it was during finals, and it was during, the holidays. Okay, yeah. Man, it seemed like, a year had gone by, and he never returned to the area. Well, first of all, he wasn't in, we don't know where he was. You're consulting with God knows who. We can only imagine who this is going to be. it's just wild stuff. That's like, his phone's not on, but he connected to the Wi-Fi. Jesus! I mean, what the? Okay, every time Lana says what, take a sip. I mean, this is wild. You know, maybe this all happened for a reason, because we needed a night to just say, what's the most ridiculous shit you've heard in this case so far? Let's see. The most ridiculous thing I think I've heard in this case so far is that there's going to be all this other evidence, and there's nothing. Nothing. The PCA is their case. Why didn't you just? The planted sheath. So, do you think that the DNA was planted, after the sheath was there, and in translation, or before it even was placed there? That's. What's the most ridiculous thing you heard in this case? I heard that they dismantled the car. Like, they were just taking it apart. What? Yeah, they were taking, the doors off and taking it all apart. Oh, okay, so they got really in that shit. Yeah. Come on, I mean, there has to be something. No. There's nothing in there. And there's no sign of clean up? No. There's no bleach in there? There's no bleach in there. These cops, we saw Brian with his gloves on separating the trash. You did? Where's your body cam? I wasn't wearing one. Okay. I saw that, Chief. Oh, did you hear your body cam on? Yeah. Let's take a look at the video. It was under the body and the comforter. How did you see it then? Jesus. I mean, Payne's answer to that's going to be, no, I was saying if you were standing by the door where it would have been if you could have seen it. What? Okay. Cheers. What else we got? Well, we didn't look at any of the video until November 18th. I mean, we had all this footage, but we were just letting the Gonsalveses do it all. I mean, they were giving us the timeline. They pulled the ring camera footage. They knew everything, and they gave it all to us. And they were really upset with us because we didn't change the timestamp of when Kaylee came home. I mean, she came up at 1:56, but we just left it at 1:45. I mean, we didn't see a really big deal about that. Yeah, and then they found that grub truck video. God, that was such a pain in our ass. We're getting all these calls. Poor Jack Showalter. He looked like a damn creeper. But we had this other video that just totally could have exonerated him, and they were walking together with the girls. But we didn't. We weren't going to release that. What? Roger Lanier, you're just going to have to trust us. You're just going to have to trust us because we're not going to tell you how we got this. That's what he says. I'm dead. Oh, you're just going to have to trust us. What? Trust you about what? What do we have to trust you about? I thought that you were just going to provide this evidence that's just going to tell us what happened, No, you just have to trust us. We know that it was a targeted attack and you're just going to have to trust us. We're not going to tell you how we know that. Because we know who did it. I'm sorry. It's just one of those days. Oh boy. Thank you there for the super chat. The most outrageous thing I've heard over and over and over from the Torah is this out of control speculations by ex-FBI and retired law enforcement by Nancy Grace and News Nation. It's gross. Yeah, I ask them all the time, like, hey, come on my channel. Come on my channel. You know what? Let me get up there on News Nation. Let me just ask you guys some common sense questions, okay? So I have some common sense questions to ask you. Why haven't either one of you done a bombshell explosive 5 or 6 minute live post, whatever, to say, just in, the defense comes back and there was no DNA. There's no leaving signs of a cleanup. We're going to have Mark Aragos over here. Mark, well, that's what I've been saying to you guys since the beginning. But you guys think I'm just a jackass because I defended Scott Peterson. Now, Nancy, you were talking the last time that I heard you. You said that who would be out speeding at that hour? Oh, Nancy, I speed every day I drive, okay? Who would be out? Who would be out? The only person that's speeding at that hour is a killer. God! You know what? Who could possibly be out speeding at that time? I don't know, man. Somebody that has to take a shit and get home because they are that desperate or have to go pee or something. I mean, Jesus. Whoever is out speeding at that hour is the killer. Oh, God. Bless their hearts. I don't understand why, if you were ex-FBI, why you wouldn't be pissed. Why you wouldn't be like, dude, I did everything right in my career. Who are these jackasses that think that they can just do what they're doing and give us a bad name? Thank you, Rosie, there. Thank you, Lana, for all your hard work and not being afraid of digging deeper and how the PCA, etc. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you, Nicole. Yeah, thank you for all the new memberships. I was trying to go up. I missed. There's another one. My stuff's all like freezing. We're like, Lana, come on, girl. Who was I watching earlier? I don't know, Netflix or some shit. I was actually listening to it, and because I wanted to tune into the Golden State Killer with all the like, genealogy DNA. Do you guys know who Ann Taylor has that's supporting her cause on this case? None other than let's see. I want to get the name right. Fucking trolls. Yeah, fuck them. Where is it? Becca Barlow. You guys know who Becca Barlow is? Becca Barlow. I want you to hear something.
Hello, listeners.
I think we're starting to learn about this now. It's possible that you could be identical to someone in one of these DNA databases, like the CODIS system, and you, in fact, are not the person who left behind DNA at a crime scene. So it's a complicated question, and I think it's a very complicated answer. But I think that Nancy's point is well taken, which is how do you balance law enforcement's need and people's interest in investigating crimes while protecting people's privacy. And I have been thinking about this case in the context of all of the Facebook scandals that we've had in the last couple months. And I think similar to that, people want to know about their history. They want to know about their genealogy.
No, I don't. I don't give a rat's.
By putting their profiles into a database that they are opening themselves up to people who they don't want to have access to it, having access to it, like I mentioned before, employers, or as Nancy said, a stalker. And I think we have to think long and hard about privacy in the context of all of these different areas, and I don't think we have been doing a very good job of that, but I think this is a wake-up call for that. I agree entirely with that, and I also, we've looked at...
Well, she's team defense, and she basically has lots to say about the whole DNA genealogy crap. So check her out, but she's going to be repping the defense if it should get to that point in terms of junk. So Becca just got invited to an all-you-can-eat buffet hosted by Nancy Grace. We're down here with Brian Enton. Brian, what'd you find? Well, nothing. What I found was these kids that were going behind me, they were just smoking some weed, okay? They were just smoking some weed, you know. They really weren't behind me, though. It was that night in the band field. Yeah. But they didn't see anything. They didn't see anything. Did they see a white Elantra? They couldn't barely walk. So, oh, okay. Anything else? Well, I'm going to take you on the route that we think that the killer left out of. We think he went Taylor. Just every light possible. We're going to hit we're going to hit everything that we can. We're just going to hit every light possible, guys. Actually, Lucas, I am going to have on one of the founders of the 23andMe. So we're going to actually do a tree live. We're going to make a tree. We're going to do it live. So if anybody wants to get doxxed live, let me know. You know, I don't want anybody reporting somebody like, oh my God, Lana did a live that was doing a damn genealogy genetic investigative tree, and she was doxing herself, so we reported it. Hey, Jen, Coffin Ever, thanks for being here. We know that you go hard for the prosecution. Can you tell me, are you and Bill Thompson dating? Is that, the pull there? Are you related to Bill Thompson at all? No, I'm not. I just really love law enforcement, and we don't make mistakes, and blood is not DNA, and Gilbert's a sick fuck. And I mean, I'm probably going to get sued. Because, he was not following anybody on social media. I don't know where we got that from. Who, the News Nation, who's been your sources? Well, we've paid all of our sources. What? Yeah, we paid them all. Was there anything that you didn't pay? I can't recall. Oh, shit. Well, so what do you guys think? Do you guys think they're going to tear down the house now? Yeah, of course. We're pushing for it. Why? Oh, well, God. I don't know. Because it sticks out like a sore thumb at the college. I don't know. Maybe you should board it up with windows or with with wood, and it wouldn't stick out so bad. Hey, Ashley Banfield, how are you? Quick question. Have you interviewed, have you tried to interview the Kohlbergers? How do they feel about all of this? Do they think their son's guilty? They won't take our calls. Brian he got the door shoved in his face. Oh, so they're not out there talking to everybody? So that you guys can't, like, that's the best thing the Kohlbergers have done. They haven't said a word so that media can't destroy them. Give it up for the Kohlbergers. Kudos to them, because you know how many times they probably wanted to, like, that's it, I'm saying something. They haven't, and guess what? Nobody's been able to say a damn thing. Ashley, I do give you props. You are a go-getter. But I think that you're biased. I think all of you guys are biased. Because I was ready to say, hey, if there's blood in the car, there's blood in the apartment. Like, I mean, geez, Brian. And I was waiting for all of this evidence that they had, that was like, yeah, it's just the PCA. That's all they needed to get him arrested. Wait till they have all this stuff. They're even going to let you guys have a prelim versus just do an indictment off of a grand jury. Okay. Lena, you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't know how PCAs are written. I know logic. How that PCA was written, it was written like you were hiding something. That's how it was written. Yeah. Oh, that's my friend right there. That's who's on the screen. I don't even know who's on the screen. I don't even know that answer. Yes, the gag order has been narrowed. All police officers can talk. Hit up your local law enforcement. Ask if they have something to say. Even if Brian was guilty, yeah, they shouldn't be. They didn't do anything, God, chat's just fine. I can't even read your guys' comments. I have myself cracking up tonight. How are they going to explain the delay and not going after the real perp now? How are they going to explain how they didn't even look at the footage until November 18th? And that's what I think Olivia, if you go back and you listen to some stuff, I think she knew, because she knew the people of the house. When did local law enforcement get the stuff from you? When did they ask you for the stuff? So if she knows, yeah, they didn't even get it till the 18th. Remember how she says in one of those comments or one of those interviews, she says, I just hope local law enforcement realizes how important the first 24 and 48 hours are. Well, it makes a little bit of sense now why she may have been saying that. Because she had insider info, because somebody that was over there said, well, I just gave that to them. Like, they just came and got that today, or, something along those lines. But we don't smoke that Reggie Bush. How in the hell are they ever catch the killer? Well, let me ask you guys this. I talked about it with, I don't know if Annie Potts is still around or if she's sleeping. But she said to me, she's like, would you ever risk your career to cover for like Bethany or Dylan? I said, I wouldn't do anything for anybody. Fuck you. Like, that's, why would I be coming in here to like save your ass? What do you mean, like frame somebody else to save those two? Why not just, who cares if they go down in flames? You know what I mean? Like, why would it ever come on a law enforcement agent for somebody to say like, hey, we got to make it so that, so I was like, no, I don't. I don't. Oh, there she is. Good. So no, I said, no, I actually don't. I don't think that. I think that they would have no problem with basically saying this. If Dylan and Bethany did it, then who then they did it. You know what I mean? Like, why is law enforcement going to have any? They're not going to do anything for that. If you think that this is a cover up or this is a frame job, this happened before, in my opinion, versus after the fact. Okay. There may have been moves that were happened obviously after the fact, but when you're talking about, you know, you got to take these crime scene photos. So I get it that they didn't get in there until, you know, 4 or 5 o'clock to start taking the photos. And I get it that, you know, you're going to be able to count the people that were law enforcement wise, you know, in there or in that room because you have to keep your log or whatever. But I mean, they can't be serious if there's not pictures of this. They took 10,000 pictures. I do believe it was there. Okay. I do believe that it was not visible. So which blows up Payne's, you know, that's why Blaker said that he was notified by ISP. Remember I talked about that? Blaker's version of the PCA is that he was notified later by not by PSP but by Idaho State Police, ISP. But where Payne says that he physically saw it. So Blaker never saw it. I don't think that any of their body cams have it on there. And so if, as long as nobody's body cam malfunctioned that day when they were there and, you know, your first responders, everything like that, that tells me that the sheath in my opinion, would have to be planted, or if it in fact was like during the commission of the crime. Now, when the DNA was placed, I mean, this could have happened on 2 different occasions. So, but the first responder's body cam, like, oh God, like But to answer Annie, no way do I see anybody covering for Bethany or Dylan. Who are Bethany and Dylan? Who are Bethany and Dylan? You know what someone said? Brian Colbert isn't important enough to frame. Jesus. It's like, wait, what? Exactly. You're going to frame somebody that you think doesn't have a chance in hell to what? Do something about it? Or, I mean, what are the odds that there's no DNA in Brian's car? Then on the day or the day after that Brian leaves with his dad, Brett Kapaka gets shot, okay? And he's allegedly in room on the 3rd floor, 311, 304. Jordan Baker's room is like 311, and his is 304. They're not even in the same room to be roommates. But what are the odds? Maybe the reason that Mr. Kohlberger was so talking about the whole the shooting is because Brian got the notification, but Brian was probably like, "What the hell? This happened where? Oh my God, at the Coffee House Apartments! Oh my God, I know, just like, look at this. Look at these like they need to find that first domino, because then all the other dominoes started going. And Jay and Ann talk about it. And it's like, Brian leaves, and then there's just we had to shoot a vet in the head because he was threatening his roommates, but yet his roommates were all out of the apartment, but he just opened fired? Opened fired on who? A girl came out and did an interview, a little Asian girl. She said that she never evacuated, that she was on the first floor. She never evacuated. You guys know the movie Fugitive, right? Harrison Ford, yes. Cleveland in the house. Yeah. Well, when do you think Brian Culver realized that, holy shit, they're going to try to frame me? When do you think that possibly entered his mind? Do you think that it ever entered his mind? Oh my God, they said they're looking for a way to launch her now? Holy shit, what the fuck? Brett. Yeah, he let his roommates go. They said on the scanner. Yeah, Gunnarsson was one of the first responding officers, yes. Oh my God, Lana, you're so crazy. No, it's logic. Do you ever find the roomies? Well, no. Can you imagine if you were a 20-year-old girl, and you told your parents that you were rooming with a 36-year-old ex-military, whoever, whatever. I think if my daughter said that to me, and I don't even have a daughter, I'd be like, wait, what? Your sophomore year in college, you're rooming with who? This 36-year-old? Why? Do you not have any college friends? Like, what the? I would question that as a parent. I would be like, who? What? No. Why? That would not go over well at all. No way, right? Yeah. So if he had a 20-year-old roommate, and he's 36, she's 20, and then there's some other roommate, let's say, I would be like, what? I'd be like, that's weird. So, yeah, but Mom, he's ex-Navy SEAL. Yeah, he is. You know what? Just by you are not spitting any facts. This show isn't facts. It's to show this is what people do on their lives. This live is called The Most Ridiculous Things You've Heard About This Case. But have a good night. All the lives were about 45 minutes ago when I laid a very detailed map of Coeur d'Alene and all their LLCs. Lana, is it possible the other two, or was it 3 DNA, but the DNA is BK DNA capture receipt? I just think that it's interesting that of everybody that submitted this DNA, they weren't that there is DNA that's not accounted for. That means it's somebody that's not normally there. You know what I mean? You would ask your 2 survivors, hey, who's been here? Hey, who's, give me a list of all the people that have been here. And you'd get a list of all the people. People, I guess, were just turning over their DNA, like, their phone number. And they couldn't peg these 2 samples. So you had, that just tells me enough that there's two people in that house that are unaccounted for. And who should that be, or who could that be if it's not people that are normally in there, so. Whoop, whoop. See that? I don't even know that answer. We don't even know our sources. And I think BK's DNA was a cross-contamination. I mean, there was DNA right on the sheath. You guys. Let's go find a camera that has a car that's white on WSU's campus that looks like it's leaving the area. Okay, we got to find a timestamp of this car. Now we're gonna go find one because we have like this car that's on, Idaho's campus. Perfect, we found that. Awesome. But this is even before we knew about the DNA, and then it was just crack shit, and there's no blood and anything like that. How would you ever explain to me, if I was on the jury, that car is the same car as this other car, okay? And that it was going from that point to this point, but you have no way of proving that other than to have an FBI agent testify to say, yeah, I think that could be this make and model, but the first time I did it, I thought that it was a different year. But even if they're the same vehicles, even if they're the same like make and model, how are they the same what? And then that's just wild. How are you not using any of the footage by King Road, the King House? How are you not using any of that? You didn't supply that to the FBI. How? Why? You showed them a car on Ridge Road. Ridge Road isn't in the PCA. You guys know that? Ridge Road is not in the PCA. I thought you had this car coming 4 passes. This car is coming 4 passes. Why aren't you showing that vehicle to your expert? Kaylee and Maddie's phones, no more outgoing after 2:52. Done. Donezo. She was just ripping calls, and then boom, nothing. Why? I put it out there in the beginning. I said, after watching the Murdaugh murder trial, holy shit, you know, they're going to be able to tell a lot with that phone. How many steps somebody took with that phone. Did the phone die? Was it turned on? How about where are these phones when law enforcement came? Where were they? But these two girls, their phones never make another outgoing call. They both make one at 2:52, and because Kaylee was grabbing and using Jack D's phone, or using Maddie's phone. So, they both fall asleep at the same time. Why? Okay. Then why aren't you using those two phones for the time of the crime? Why are you using the two survivors? Why aren't you using Ethan's or Xana's or Maddie or Kaylee's phones when you were determining that the time of crime was between 4 and 4:25? I don't understand. I've never heard of that before in my life. We're going to use the other people's phones. I don't know how anybody could sit out there and say, we were waiting to have all this evidence, because the PCA, they did it strategically, so they didn't have to show their hand. They're not going to tilt their, they're not going to show their cards. They're not going to do this. They're not going to do that. Okay, fine. I'll give that to you. Okay. Sounds good. But the moment that they put in a request through a motion for Bethany Funk, what happened? They brought in the Boise AGs and said, you need to get down here. We got to get this into a grand jury, because they want to interview Bethany, and they're going to try to have Bethany testify at the preliminary hearing. Well, who gives a shit? Why can't she testify? You know what's sad is that you have the Gonsalves family backing them and saying, like, yeah, like, we don't want that to happen to, we don't want anybody, we don't want the witnesses to have to go through something that they don't have to. Why should they have to relive that? Well, they're going to have to testify at some point. Bethany agreed to meet with them. Bethany wanted insurance that she wasn't going to get arrested. She thought that, wait, what? I mean, she had an attorney. She has an attorney, you guys. I mean, I'd be doing the same thing. Why did you think that she was going to get arrested? That wasn't like, you guys can't arrest me once I get to, Idaho. I don't even know that answer. Thank you, Heather. Bethany is the exculpatory evidence and witness. Get down here. We got to get this into a grand jury. Evidence has not been released. Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to be released. What evidence? What evidence? We can't even get them to release the damn tree that they got to Brian Kober with, because they didn't do it. It was a tip. Local law enforcement got a tip. Truth and transparency. What's the naked truth? I think he was just topless. I don't know if anybody was naked. I think he was just topless. I just don't think you can have it both ways. I don't think you could say that Brian Kober committed the crime in that time period and cleaned up and everything else that you want to say, and that. But yeah, we don't. The FBI didn't even print out a report until March 23rd, 2021 or 2023, March 21st. So what report did Payne go off of before he submitted any of his to get his search warrants? To get historical data on Brian Kober's phone, what did you submit for that? What did you give the judge to be able to get probable cause to get that search warrant? It's a very difficult search warrant to get. They got it. How? I believe that there was toxicology done. Coeur d'Alene has a lab. That's why that's sealed, I believe. Boise has a lab. They sent stuff, I think, to both of those. They're in the findings. Look at this beginning. Let's see.
This is not going cold. We have tips coming in. We have investigators out every day interviewing people. We're still reviewing evidence. We're still looking at all aspects to this. And I said early on that no stone will go unturned. And I mean that. We are going to continue. This case is not going cold.
Let's see. Okay, giving him and Xana a ride somewhere. They were at the Sigma Chi house at 8, and then I believe that Jack. So they said the initial reports is that they were at the Sigma Chi house from 8 to 9, and that backs up with the Venmo transactions because Ethan paid Jack K, I believe. This is a video I did like them a ride, and that is what the 840 thanks Venmo is. Right there. Again, 840 thanks Venmo is from Ethan to Jack. And so I said logically, I believe that he picked them up. I believe that she picked them up because they were all tailgating and hanging out for the Vandal football game. Started at 4, would have went to like 7, a little bit after 7. And then wherever they were, I think they got it picked up because they weren't walking. But again, maybe they did. But it was 8 to 9 was when they were at Sigma Chi originally. This is from December 7th, this video that I made. Is that speculation? Yes. But does it make sense? Yes. Because then the 9 o'clock to 1:45 unaccounted time begins. They were accounted for at the Sigma Chi, 8 o'clock, and then that 9 to 1:45 is the unaccounted time. 7 p.m. to 10 p.m., Maddie and Kaylee unaccounted for time. 4 p.m. until 1 a.m., unharmed roommates, Bethany and Dylan, unaccounted for. Again, Truth and Transparency believes that Ethan paid Jack K with a Venmo payment to give them a ride somewhere, meaning Ethan and Xana. A ride somewhere by Jack K, that's what he does. Maddie, Kaylee, they head on over to the Corner Club. It is a local hangout. They have
12th. They went to a Sigma Chi fraternity party across from their home on King Road from 8 to 9 p.m. The other 2 victims, Kaylee Gonsalves and Madison Mogan, were at the Corner Club on Main Street. It's about 1.5 miles away from the home on King Road. Police say they were there from around 10 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. After leaving the bar, the girls went to the Grub Truck just down Main Street from the Corner Club. It's about a 6-minute walk. They're seen in a video from the food truck, ordering food around 1:40 Sunday morning. U of I students tell us it's a common weekend routine to go from the Corner Club to the food truck. Idaho State Police says all 4 victims were back at the King Road house a little more than a mile from the food truck by 1:45 a.m. Sunday, November 13th. What unfolded after that is unclear.
Take a look at the way the cars were parked at the 1122 King Road residence. You have from left to right a Xana, Kaylee, Maddie's, and Ethan's Jeep along the first row of cars. Then you have a vehicle that's behind Ethan's Jeep, and it's going to be one of the two surviving roommates.
Which it came out that it was Ethan's sister. So I then brought this out. When you go and look at the, if you look at the body cam from the ones that we did in, what was it, September, August, September, and you go look at those cars that are parked there, okay? Where are those vehicles? Do you guys want me to refresh your memory? So if you look at the body cams from August and September, there's vehicles there that are not in the picture here, but they're parked like they live there. They're parked in, you know, just right up to the house where the house is. Now, one of them is the RAV, which obviously that's not here because that was traded out when Kaylee bought her new car. But there's there's two other ones, and whose are those cars? Where are they in? Right here. For example, if Bethany was home and Dylan's home and they have vehicles and they normally park here, where are they? So again, take a look.
Road from 8
Parked that night. Was one of them not there that night? Why wouldn't you park in your own lot? Does someone not have a vehicle?
The reason I looked into that a lot is because of what Mr. G said. And he was talking about wanting to, you know, maybe one of your pictures has somebody's car that's not supposed to be there. Or, you know, and their alibi was something. And the way that he said it, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, he's just giving just nuggets everywhere. But you gotta, so I went back to the body cams. Let me see if I can put this up. I went back to the body cam of, let's see. Here, let me go like this. There we go. Right here, right here. Okay, so
I'm still on the department channel. Moscow 111. We're clear of 1127 King Road. We're going to be out at 1122 Queen Road. Same problem.
okay. Over off here to the right, that's going to be Maddie's. So here I'll go a little bit more. There's the RAV is off there to the left.
Hey guys, can you sense?
Ethan's Jeep.
Someone out who lives here, please.
Last night, because I'm looking for one with Xander Dash.
whose is that car right there? Right. Oh.
Same problem. Hey guys, can you send someone out who lives here, please?
Right there. Whose is that little Jeepy thing? Okay. Yeah, Xana's that Civic is accounted for. Okay. But right next to the Civic is this, I don't know. Yeah, it's got like that star symbol. You know, you guys know. Come on, where's all my car people? Everybody has backpacks. I want to know what everybody is wearing backpacks at the school for. The dude that's up in the living room right there, he's got a backpack on. Who just stands in someone's house with a backpack on? Oh, wait, it's because that's what they carry their drinks in, their beer in. And it's like, well, yeah, but you carry it, like, when you get to someone's house, don't you, like, put it down? Yeah, that's what it is. It's my mind. I mean, people, God forbid, they can't, like, put their backpacks down for a second. But if I had some shit in there, man, yeah, you can. You can toss my email in there. But you can see right there, he's got a backpack on. We got these cars right here. And then Maddie's car's off to the right. But whose are these two cars? Which would be, first of all, I'd be pissed. Who is going to take one of these spots and not live there? Because I got Maddie's is the white car that you saw when you're walking up. That's like pulled up like that. That's Maddie's. Who are these two cars? You know, you got Kaylee's over there. You got Ethan's. You got Xana's. Who are those two cars? And the reason I'm going to ask you this is because if either one of those two vehicles belongs to Bethany or Dylan, then ready? Then where were those vehicles on the night of the murders? So again, Kaylee's Range Rover is over there to the left. That's the RAV. So what we're looking at here is you have the Subaru and you have that white Jeepy thing. And all I'm saying is that, yeah, the Arizona plates, we already know that that's Xana's. The Civic belongs to Xana. We know that. Ethan's is the Jeep. The RAV, the Subaru was Kaylee's. Then who's the RAV? Who's the RAV4? The Subaru's with Kaylee's. And who's the RAV4? Because the RAV4 is the RAV4 is always there too. Bottom line is I believe that these vehicles belong, especially if they're right here in front. Like, you think that could they be friends that are over? Sure, but that RAV, that's there on September 1st. And again, here, take a look at this. We go to what'd you think I rap for? To push a fucking RAV4? Every time I hear RAV4, it's just a rap song. That's a Subaru, man. Vanna, that is a Subaru. Thank you. Let's see. Let's go to this one. We know Hunter J is there. Wait for it.
XANAKERNODLE.
Awesome. I'll take you, Xana.
Of
Here's your
course.
ID back.
Thank you so much.
Any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Make sure
Guys, you're at the club. She's 21. I'm just going to bed. I have a couple friends.
Two that were around the back. We had to holler at them to turn the music down. So, alrighty.
Guys, I'm so sorry.
No, that's all right. You take care. Okay.
Thank you.
This is the the dash cam. Right there. Boom. Okay, right here. Do you see on the left here? Look at this white Jeep on the left. Okay, right here. It's right there. See right there? See that little thing? I believe that that is looks identical to the Jeep that is right
We're clear of 1127 King Road. We're going to be out at 1122 Queen Road. Same problem. Hey
Yep, and it is. Look at the, you could see the,
guys, can you send someone out who?
you could see the tires, see how they're black? Okay, take a look. Yep, so check this out. Ready? See the tires? See how they're black? Whoa. Whoa.
I'm just trying to go.
Right there. Right there, there's the RAV. You can see it right there. Okay, see right there? There's the RAV. Okay. So this is September the 2nd. All right, see the RAV? This would actually be like September 1st, you know, because it goes past midnight because this is they come back the second time. But there's your RAV. All right. Your RAVs over
Lives here, please.
Did you guys get any wallets from Wendy last night? Because I'm looking for one with Xander Dash.
Nope. Sorry, you can always call us later and ask in case it gets turned in here. Their business line.
He's got golf. You see how those are golf balls? Okay. I want to know if Ethan had his clubs in the back of his Jeep, because I used to have a Jeep Wrangler and my clubs were stolen out of the back of my Jeep Wrangler. when I went and got lunch one day. And so I'm just curious, this dude, he's got golf balls in his hands. Like, why does he have golf balls in his hands? And he's twirling them. But I believe Ethan has golf clubs in his vehicle. So backpacks. Look at these backpackers. Everybody backpacking. You got balls. Like, who walks around with golf balls in their hands at a party? It's
Sweet, thank you.
You bet.
Jeep Renegade. Boom. There you go. Those of you guys doubting me. The black on the top now. Let's take a look.
Advantage.
So it is a Jeep. Now let's take a look and see if it is. All right, I gotta go. I just saw something. I gotta go. Y'all guys have a great old night. You guys have a great night. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Okay, look at this. Look how dark that is. Jordan Welch. Jordan Welch and Payne were in the same vehicle. Jordan Welch, Jason House, Payne. This is the body cam footage. This is the cam, the dash cam, and sometimes they forget to redact. So I'm double checking to see if they say anything when he calls in. All right, so Xana's ID that she turned over is a Arizona ID. So that means that, you know, anybody that would ever see her ID, it would never say that she ever lived here at 1122 King or 1122 Queen, whatever they were going to call it. All right, again, thank you guys for being here. To the transparency, thanks you guys. Take care until next time. All the new members, super chatters, thank you. Nicole, welcome to the transparency. Stephanie. Craziest thing I heard was about some land nut job that wastes all this time reading and researching for what reason? Lana, you rock. That's it. You just rock. Oh, X-Files, look out. Amy, welcome to the transparency. Mikey's so confused. Tech. I don't even know that answer, Heather. Thank you, Amy. Thoughts on Hunter Johnson? He was always around. Yeah, he was always around. If I was dating him, I would be too happy, unless the girl lived there. Boom, boom, boom. What did Emily drive, y'all? What did Emily drive? What kind of car did Emily drive? Beer golf ball pong. Green eye. And welcome. Green electric. It's electric. Thank you, Lana, for all your dedication, hard work. Enjoy a treat with your son. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Again, go take a look. Yeah, the radio did it. It's when she handed over her ID. They called her ID in to see if she had any outstanding warrants, and she was clean in Arizona. So, again, be kind to one another. Thank you guys for being here. Shout out to all of you guys. You guys are all awesome. And always just remember to be kind, rewind, and make yourself known with a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You have an opinion, make it known.